what we can do is use a few things. We can do A major. Right? That's just basically that pentatonic position right there, right? First position. That would be A major. Now, on the E string, you would go 7, 9, 10. So from there, what I did was I just try to outline the chords. When I'm playing in A, like I said, you can use that. Right? Typical, what I'm doing there is I'm just bending up on the 16th fret and catching that 17. And you're basically bending the G note into the A major triad, and then this note's already part of the A chord, right? So we're going. Now you can do the exact same riff when G comes by. You just go down a whole step, right? So this is A major, so if you went on a whole step, you'd be in G major, which would be. Now, if I'm in A major, right, that run works. I can start this riff, but I'm going to outline more of that Mixolydian sound and go, right, that's the G chord right here. So I'm doing all the notes from the G chord, trying to stay in that A Mixolydian scale as well. And all those notes are in there. So I'm outlining that G chord. Now, when I go to that G chord as well, you heard another riff I did, and what I did was I got it basically out of that A major shape, right, A major pentatonic, but I made it more modal sounding by skipping some of the intervals and using different intervals than I would in just a strict A major pentatonic. So what I did was I went 17 to 14, and then I went 15 to 14, and then I went straight down the A major pentatonic scale. And then busted right back into that riff right before I resolved to A. So it leads us right into A. So another one I did over the A, or the G rather, is this riff right here. Or, you know, some incarnation of that. The beginning is what's important. So what we're doing is you have a G chord right here. So again, I took notes from that scale, the A Mixolydian scale, and I combined it outlining the G, right? So I'm going to hit each one of these notes. So it sounds like it's referenced to the G chord because you're playing notes right out of that chord. So, but while you're in the A Mixolydian scale. So what I did was I went, right? But it's just for reference purposes. Plus I do mix A minor in there too, but you got to use it creatively. You can't do typical. It's more like, using and landing on more of those Mixolydian scale tones. Right? That's basically a major pentatonic in that A minor box. Another cool note you can do is instead of going that typical bend right there out of A minor, you can stretch and pull the scale out a little bit to fit in that Mixolydian mode. And then go back into that G. Same thing, go down a whole step when we go to G. And then and then now you can also just do the kind of
box right here. Country blues scale. G minor pentatonic. And then messing with all those different approaches. These aren't the only approaches, but these are all kind of compacted into kind of a Mixolydian study. So that was kind of a square sounding approach, but I wanted you to hear the notes and how that affects it. So the next thing to add flavor to this scale is hammering on the major third of the G7 chord. It will add an element of bluesiness to it, and so that's going to be right here, which is an hammering to it, which adds this kind of country blues element to it, and we're going to use that approach as well here. And so we're hammering from 8 to 9 on the D string, and then the other spot for that is hammering or sliding from the 6 to the 7 on the high E. And if you switch your fingers to index and middle here with ring on the root G, then you get this too, where you go all the way up to the 10th of the D and then hammer back from 8 to 9. You never want to hear 9 going down to 8. You only want to hear 8 going up here, and then back up again. So the major pentatonic form with the blues note. So it looks like this. The root's still that G note. And this can be mixed in with the Mixolydian. So that's the root, but the scale itself is, let's see, 7/10 on the low E, 7/10 on the A. But that's the root, so... that feels like home base, but here's where that same blues thing is also in the thing I taught you. So it goes like this. 7/10, 7/10, 7/8/9, 7/9, 8/10, and the blues note could be there depending on your fingering, or right here still. So, two